Hello and welcome to Brighton. It is a rather windy day, but we are excited because I'm at one of my favourite Preloved stores in Brighton, Rebound. And I am going to show you today how we can grow our confidence with shopping more sustainably, what I look for when you're in a Preloved store, because there is always so many great gems. And I think Preloved is a great way to add a bit of uniqueness to your outfitting, to who you are. But I want to show you the pitfalls to avoid, and also if you're somebody that already does a lot of Preloved shopping and you find you feel like you don't know your sense of style, you just have a lot of great maybe clothes that are well-known brands but they're not necessarily you, I'll be sharing how you can resolve that. So come on in and let's see what Rebound has to offer today. I mean, first up, before we even get in the door, we have this beautiful brand called Charlotte Simone. Now, I've not heard of this brand before, and I think that's what's so exciting about Preloved. It can be a great way to broaden your knowledge. If you see something in a brand that you like, I always say take a picture or maybe write it down so that you can go and explore the brand that little bit more. I would always say take time when you're in a Preloved store. You're not going to have the same kind of visual impact of, you know, a rail with blocks of color. So you really have to take a moment to go through and look through each item and see what there is. It's a beautiful piece by Marnie, £120, size 12. It's kind of got that sporty nylon feel, really crispy and crunchy, with this kind of bubble hem skirt and a little belt, quite low-waisted. I also think Preloved is a great place to bring like your teenage kids. You know, somewhere that you could kind of share the love of style and fashion together, because that kind of piece, I could see it on someone younger as well as like layered, you know, on someone a little bit older. So, you know, getting to know and sharing the love of style together with your, you know, your mum and your sisters is a great place, a great thing to come and do in Preloved. So a real favorite in a lot of Preloved stores is Anine Bing. Have a little look here. She does kind of minimalist quality wardrobe staples, that kind of LA meets Parisian chic. So slightly oversized, cool vibes, but with that Parisian feel. So she's definitely one I'd keep an eye out for because they're good, timeless pieces. And if you're somebody that already does a lot of Preloved shopping, but you're finding that you've got all these amazing expressive pieces, but you're kind of like, but I don't know who I am. It might be that you need to start looking for a few more classic, tamer, pared down pieces to pull together all those expressive ones. Okay, so here is an exciting little vintage piece. A Saint Laurent tobacco coloured blouse. I mean, that is a little piece of luxury to own in your wardrobe. Beautiful, paired with like a stonewash blue denim. Let me show you. Really lovely, paired with blue denim. Great if you've got lots of kind of paler white denim in your wardrobe, like a kind of off-white chalk color. That is actually, if it's a color that you're drawn to, it's a color that would be very useful in your wardrobe to pull together other neutrals and keep your outfitting feeling interesting. Just look at the details, the little puff sleeve, that lovely, almost slightly exaggerated 70s collar. You can own these little pieces of fashion history. Sometimes we can feel so guilty about loving clothes, like it's a frivolous thing. And actually, it's this beautiful way of honouring, you know, the past and our culture. Keeping your eye out for tailoring when you are in stores like this, especially if maybe you're starting your first job, is great because we can really invest and find pieces that make us feel a bit more polished, put together. And I'm loving the sleeveless jackets that are around at the moment. Finding pieces that we can add that polish to our wardrobe that would maybe be a bigger investment, that is such a great thing to look for when you're in Preloved shops. I think tailoring can feel a bit scary, but actually something like this is sleeveless, Or even, for instance, if you found a blazer that you liked, like say something like this, you know, you could always remove the sleeves if you wanted to, or finding jackets that kind of have a bit more of an interesting detail than you would get if you were going into, I don't know, And Other Stories or Marks and Spencer's or John Lewis, that kind of bring that kind of more of a sense of uniqueness to every item. And this is a lovely brand, Otto Dam, and this blazer is £60, and it's that blush pink, slightly oversized. So yeah, I think blazers are a really good one to look for in Preloved. And I think if you're out in the charity shops, you know, even looking through the menswear section is really, really good. It's quite nice, that. You may be thinking, but I don't live near Brighton. I don't have an amazing shop like that near me. I would say to you, number one, you can check out Rebound on their website. Number two, you do have, I'm sure, charity shops near you. Number three, have you thought about maybe doing a kind of a swap with some of your friends and getting together with things that you're no longer wearing? But a lot of these principles we can also use on Vinted and eBay and a lot of these pre-loved sites. And a real skill with this is understanding the brands that speak to you, and often brands that maybe day to day you wouldn't afford or couldn't afford, and still knowing which brands you love. Because when you get clear, like I know that this is a brand called Gestus, and I know that that's a brand that speaks to me, so that when I come in somewhere like this or when I'm on Vinted, I can then find the brands that align with like my values or my sense of style. Or if you've done my style words program or worked with me to find your style words, you can then step in and go, you know what, I know which, I want to feel a bit more polished, or I want to feel a bit chicer, and you can really focus in on that to find the items that you're after. So I would say to you, don't be disheartened if you don't have a store like this. You can still get creative and do it for yourself in your own life. Okay, this is a beautiful jumper by Rails, Rails, a really good one to look for on your Vinted or your Preloved stores. This is £85, but you can just tell the weight of the knit. The quality is gorgeous. And that's the thing I would say, is always have a little look, just like you should be doing in your, you know, your stores when you're shopping new, is make sure you have a little look at the label and see what the contents are of the jumper. So this is wool, viscose, nylon and cashmere, and you can really tell that it's got that lovely weight, and it is going to actually keep you warm and is less likely to pill because it has got the good natural qualities in there. Okay, what else can I see? This is cute, little All Saints. All Saints is one of those brands that often I kind of forget about, and then I always come back to, and I sometimes find some really interesting pieces. And this little animal print shirt dress, I think is, for if you live in the UK, is quite a good dress up, dress down piece. You know, we could layer with like little tops underneath, like so. We could do little cropped hoodies over the top. We could, you know, even open it up and have it just like as a long waistcoat over jeans. So I think that's quite a good little versatile piece. So let's talk shoes in Preloved stores. I have been shopping vintage shoes since I was probably, I don't know, 15, 16. I love it, finding a pair of shoes that feel unique. But I know it can kind of feel a bit weird for some people. It can kind of make them feel a bit uncomfortable. But it allows you to tap into shoes that you might not have thought of before. Like these beautiful little Isabel Marant sandals have got the perfect blend of like femininity with practicality. Yes. I love that metallic sole. The leather is the softest nappa, really beautiful, and they're £60. These number 21s, the bow is just so dramatic, and if you wanted something that kind of added glamour to a wedding, but you didn't want to buy something that you then don't wear again, then a pre-loved option is fantastic. These are £140, but I just think they're so glamorous. What else have we got? These are fun. These are new in. Love a little sporty vibe. So I think the thing sometimes with Preloved is about really taking it slow. Don't just come in and like spin around a shop. Go through, have a look through the rail, maybe even go back, then have a look at the top or the shelves, and really come in with a mindset. And this is true for whatever shop you're shopping in, the mindset of, oh, I wonder what I'm going to find today. I know for me, I find it so much easier if I step into a shop and I'm like, oh, there'll probably be nothing for me here. That is the experience that I then have. Whereas if I step into a shop and I'm like, I wonder what I could find today, it's amazing. Being open like that, how it really opens you up. When I'm looking through the rails, I'm trying to find things that you guys might love, but I'm also finding things that I love. So this is a Ralph Lauren Denim and Supply military style bomber jacket. Just happens that all the black underneath looks really cool, picks out the zip. I think this is one of the things with Preloved is that you've got to allow, if you're in a place at the moment where you don't know yourself or you feel like you've lost yourself, then Preloved can be a great place to explore and experiment and open yourself up. But if you do feel more confident with who you are, then it's a great place to really maybe lift the quality of what you've been buying. And I have to say, this jacket feels amazing. It's got that classic kind of orange flash underneath. It's got the sporty collar, the kind of nylon fabric. Oh, this is also the problem, is that you find lots of lovely things. Right, what else? So let's talk about things maybe to avoid in Preloved, but from the kind of angle of what you might get caught up and excited about. So for instance, this jacket here is by Celine. Now, this is a brand that I love, especially when Phoebe Philo was the head creative there. So one of the things I have to be really careful about is if I know that there's a designer or brand that excites me and I'm interested in, if I see it in the stores, I have to just take and pause a moment and just check in that it's the piece that I still love, not just the brand. Shall we talk denim? It's one of those things that probably people find hard enough anyway in stores that aren't Preloved. And it is something that you have to have an understanding of the brands. And brands I would be looking out for are definitely brands that we can see here. So things like Rag & Bone are great. Frame are great. Rails is a really nice brand, and they do beautiful knitwear. I think sometimes the challenge with denim is the fact that a lot of people grow out of denim, shall we say. So it's probably a far easier proposition if you are someone that is petite to find denim that fits, and I would definitely encourage you to come in and have a look. But I think also it just allows you to engage with more premium denim. And I mean, the quality of this denim is so cool. Reformation also does great denim. This is a 31, but they look really oversized. The Preston baggy high rise look never been worn. So I would say that come in with an open mind, and with Preloved is don't get too caught up with the size. Like if you just like the wash, I think that's the first thing I would look at, is what wash am I drawn to. So I know, for instance, like I love this wash, but I wouldn't wear it because it always feels very mumsy on me, this color. But the kind of paler washes I would go for me, I'd also go for the whites and the creams. Recently, I brought a client in here because I knew that her values, sustainability was really high up on her kind of values list. It was something that was very important to her. But she also wants to understand higher quality brands so that if she was shopping, that she could engage with brands that actually took care of the clothes, were more kind of design led. It wasn't just about mass production. And I think that Preloved allows you to speak to those values a lot more. I love coming into store. I was just having a chat actually, talking about the kind of joys of in-store versus online. And maybe you can be a bit more measured online than you are in store, and it's a bit more emotion driven. But I love the excitement of that. And I think if you can get into store and touch and feel fabrics, it makes such a big difference. I hope that's helped. If you want to know more about me, then please Check out all the links below. If you want to understand what your style words are so that you can really grow your confidence with what your unique style is and how to be more intentional about shopping and outfitting, then I'd really encourage you to check out all my work and book yourself a power hour with me so that you can find out your style words. All right, it's tucking it down, so we better get back inside. Take care, bye.